I said a boom, 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 and let me hear you say Daniel. I said a boom, 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 and let me hear you say Daniel. Boom, Chanka, how's it going, everyone? It's the Flying Pig here on Flying Pig United with a new sort of series for you, United Tonight, where we'll be discussing all things Manchester United just for a short 15, 20 minutes, something like that. And we'll be doing this as many evenings as I can possibly do around about 10:30 UK time. So new series for you guys to keep an eye out for. It will be on the channel regularly. It's the least I can do, you know. I know I've been away working this last week or so, have done barely any videos. I've been absolutely gashtastic, but this is my way of saying, look, I am here, I am still alive. I may have a shit haircut, but I will be making videos every single night, just talking about United, just waffling on as I do, stuff coming out of my mouth. So if you guys want to tune into that, you've come into the right place, you know. But of course, we are here to talk about, it may be late, it may be a little bit late, but of course, we are here to talk about the official unveiling and signing of Daniel James at Manchester United from Swansea City for an initial £15 million, plus a further £3 million in add-ons and things like that. But basically, it's a reasonable amount of money to be paying for this young lad. £18 million in total for a championship player, 19 years of age. That's football these days. It's gone absolutely pigging mad. Football's gone crazy. The amount that is spent on players these days. I mean, this is a Welsh lad. He's 19. He's got bags of potential, but it's a heck of a lot of money. But in this modern era, it's not really anything out of the ordinary. So we've got him. He's going to be a Manchester United player this season and for the next 5 years, at least, hopefully, anyway, contract-wise. So it's a good signing for Manchester United. Our first signing of the transfer window. It's absolutely a disgrace that we are in this situation. Ed Woodward, come on, Pieface, sort it out, lad. So far, we've signed Daniel James, and that's it. We haven't been able to go out there and get any of the other quality players we want in. I think we do need to bring in a good 4 or 5 players at least this summer transfer window, and more importantly, get rid of the absolute garbage we've got currently stinking up the ground, because we've got players like Jones and Smalling still here. I don't actually get that. I can maybe understand Woodward having a tough time from a football point of view, actually being able to make connection with clubs and bring in players into the side, but what I cannot get my head around is how they can just dilly-dally and not get rid of the abhorrent shite that is currently at Manchester United, that everybody can see, that everybody knows, and we've been talking about it for years. These players are not up to the United level. They're just not. Everybody can see that. Why are we not moving them on? Why have we not offered Smalling around to a lot of teams? I know a lot of teams would like to have Chris Smalling. Maybe they wouldn't want to pay him the wages that we pay him, but surely we can top it up a little bit just to get him away from the side. That's what I'd like to do anyway. I'd like to see us changing, out with the old shit, in with the new. Let's improve the situation. Let's improve the squad, more importantly, because that is, of course, the most important thing about a transfer window, is improving your squad. Being better off at the end of it than when you started. I don't think Ed Woodward really knows the meaning of the transfer window, because we've seen time and time again, we have been poor in transfer windows. And this window is a highlighter of that, because we have been slow. We've barely done anything. We've signed Daniel James, this young player who may or may not be quality. Don't get me wrong, I think he looks great from what we've seen of him. But at the end of the day, he's still a 19-year-old. He's going to have to step his game up into the Premier League from the Championship. It's no guarantee that he's just going to be, Ronaldo Messinio, is it? It's no guarantee. So yeah, I mean, I do think he's got quality. I do think he's going to tear it up in the Premier League for United, based on what I've seen, based on the amount of assists and some of the technical play that you can see all over YouTube of the lad in the Championship this previous year. But what I will say is we need a lot more than Daniel James right now at this moment in time. I am happy about the signing. I think it's a great signing. It is. Good young prospect, one for the future, hopefully one for now. But we did, of course, need to bring in some other big players to improve the gaping holes that we've currently got. Allah at the back there. So hopefully Maguire happens. If not Maguire, hopefully something like Alderweireld would happen. That's what Manchester United need at the moment. We can't be doing what we've done the last couple of years and not strengthen at the back. I don't know why we haven't done that, really. I mean, we have bought defenders, Lindelof, Bailey, but we've not really made a clear statement, gone out there, got somebody with proven Premier League pedigree And like we did with, say, Rio Ferdinand at the time, you know what you're getting a quality player. The only problem is we're not in that same situation where we're not the biggest club in the country. We don't have that same lure. We don't have that same appeal to these players to come to Manchester United at the moment, unfortunately. But what we have to do is make a serious statement this window, bring in players that are hungry, that can improve the side, like a Harry Maguire, for instance. Slabhead himself, get the Frankenstein's monster at the club. And I say that affectionately. Usually I use that to describe Static Twatic Matic. But he is a bit of a Frankenstein's monster. But give him enough volts of electricity up the jacksie, and you watch him bloody play some football out there, because he is a good ball-playing defender anyway. Everybody who's tuning in right now, thanks for stopping by on the live stream. Get your thoughts and opinions in. Do chuck a like on this video if you're in here. Fun Guy comments and says, hey everyone, hey to you, Fun Guy. Alex Rudd comments, oi, oi to you, Alex. Thanks very much for stopping by here. Comment here about Mark Goldbridge from Musa Maldives says, hello Pig, what's your beef with Mark? Back in the day when I had a bigger channel than him, he made a video attacking me, even though he'd been on my channel previously. I just let him on my channel, and then he freaking makes a video attacking me. So that's where it stemmed from. But actually, and so I thought I'd get one back recently and make a little video, talking about how gash the United stand was at the time for pumping out all this clickbait material, which is still reasonably valid, to be fair. But of course, me and Mark have effectively squashed this beef. Because, it is what it is. There you go. We're both Manchester United fans. He makes videos on YouTube. I make videos on YouTube. They obviously are a much bigger entity. I do this as a hobby from my bedroom, as you can see here. But I would obviously respect to Mark and the United stand for what they have actually done on YouTube. But yeah, some of the points I was making in that video still pretty valid, aren't they? But no, I've got no real beef with Mark Goldbridge. So yeah, just to answer your question there. KK comments, hey dude, hey to you. Thanks very much for tuning in. KK comments 21, not 19. Yeah, you're absolutely right there, mate. Nigel, born 1997. So yes, that makes him 21, I believe. Nyajal Arnson comments, do you think Daniel will be a super sub or a potential starting 11 player? Well, based on the shite we've currently got floating around at the club, I would say a starting 11 player, because it's not like Alexis Sanchez, a la Bruno Mars, is going to keep him out of the side very often, is it, based on his recent performances? Hopefully he won't be here come the start of next season, because hopefully he'll have got a gig on a cruise ship singing, Bruno Mars songs, I'll catch a grenade for you all frickin' night. That would be better suited to him. Take his dogs on board, have a pina colada every single night, or a penis colada every single night, and just chill by the poolside. That seems like the sort of life Alexis Sanchez wants right now. He's made his money. He's sapped the life out of Manchester United, sucked this money out like the big old Chilean leech that he is. And unfortunately, he's not added anything quality back into Manchester United at all. So I don't see him keeping out Daniel James. That's all I'm saying. Juan Mata, to me, is a great player used correctly. We've not used him correctly. He's not a wide player. He's not keeping Daniel James out of the side, is he? So unless Manchester United manage to somehow manoeuvre the signing of Gareth Bale or somebody like that this transfer window, or maybe a player like Perisic, or just want another top quality wing, which isn't going to happen, then I do think he will feature quite a lot for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's Manchester United next season. We've bought him for a reason. He's cost a significant amount of money, 15 million up front, further 3 million in add-ons. So he's obviously been brought in with the intention to come and do a job for United right now. Yes, he's a young lad, but he's only getting better. Right now, he should be approaching some important years of his career where it is make or break. From now, he's shown what a great player is up to this point. Now he's got to do it both for club and country. He's got to improve. United's a great platform for him to show what he can do. It's a great platform for him to grow. There's no better place to be around, really, to play your football. So it's on him. Let's see what he can do. Obviously, Ole Gunnar's got to do a lot of work getting this team playing good football around him. It's not like he can just come into a complete mess that we were last season and transform us. He's not Cristiano Ronaldo, is he? He's just Daniel James, some Welsh lad who previously, a few years ago, probably hanging out on a farm cuddling up to some sheep. So you've got to give him a little bit of slack. It's not like we're expecting an Alexis Sanchez match winner to pop up, but I would at least like to see a lot more commitment and hunger from the lad than a lot of the players have shown for United over the last year. Because that's the most important thing. It's about getting characters in there. It's about getting hungry people in there. Players who are willing to fight for their place, who are fighting for the shirt, fighting for the badge every single week. They seem to be few and far between this game. Football has gone soft. It's filled with a bunch of mercenary prima donnas these days. Gone are the days of Terry Butcher. Gone are the days of Roy Keane. Gone are the days of Bobby Charlton, Bobby Moore. Gentlemen who played hard but fair and didn't demand too much from the football clubs that they play from. Right now, at the moment, we have mercenaries in the side. We have Alexis Sanchez sucking the leech lifeblood out of our club. You have Pogba collecting 300k a week. He invests in a new haircut every single week. We have players like Lukaku being paid an absolute fortune, not putting that back out onto the pitch. It has gone soft, lads and lasses. Football is not what it once was. You cannot give us player slap at halftime anymore. You cannot say anything to them in the dressing room. They take offence and then they don't want to play for you anymore. Oh, Mourinho said I played badly in the last game. I don't want to play for them anymore. I mean, come on. It's quite unbelievable what is going on in football these days. I'd like to go back to the olden days. It was just better, wasn't it? Obviously I'm not even that old. I'm 31 and I was raised on good, hard Premier League football. And it was even harder back in the day, of course. But yeah, it's too glamorous, it's too expensive. And unfortunately, you are seeing Manchester United suffering from that because the players that we've signed over the last few years have not been good players for us. They've not worked out for us. We spent a huge fortune on a lot of them. We're still paying them an absolute fortune every week. And it's just a complete shithouse of a situation. It really is. But there you go. Daniel James, good young player, hungry. That's the main thing. I'd rather have 11 Daniel Jameses out there than, 11 Alexis Sanchez's. Definitely. Even though Sanchez has had a much more storied career, he should be the finished article. He should be very vastly experienced with the club football that he's played over the years and where he's at in his career. But unfortunately, he doesn't give a shit, lad. That's what it seems like anyway. So hopefully we can get rid of these guys. Hopefully we can get rid of some of the other deadwood around the club. I'm so surprised, I really am, that Edward Deadwood himself hasn't got rid of the Deadwood at United. You had one job, Ed. Well, two jobs really, bring some quality in as well. But the main job, I mean, come on, everybody can see these guys are not up to it. Get them on their bikes. The guy's just a complete melter. He's not able to do his job. His job is to strengthen this football club in the summer transfer window. That is one of his main jobs. If you can't do that, then stop doing it and get somebody else in there who is going to do that to a better standard. Because you, sir, you're just not up to it. Forever Red comments, hey Pig, loving your haircut, love your content. Thank you very much there, pal. Thanks for stopping by in here, you little whippersnapper. 1997 you were born, I'm guessing, because you've got that in your name there. Same as Daniel James, same as Wan-Bissaka. Oh my days, that makes me feel old. Binky Ferrari, thanks for stopping by. Binky Ferrari comments and says, Real Madrid already spent over 400 million on top and world-class players. In the meantime, Man United bought a Lingard 2.0. Joke of a club. Oh! Right in the love spuds, Binky. That is uncalled for, but fair enough. That's your opinion. Real Madrid, they always spend shitloads of money. Galacticos, they're basically state-funded, aren't they? So it's, or is that Barcelona? Anyway, they both might be. But the point I'm making is they've always got out there and spend money. They always assemble teams of Galacticos. Eden Hazard, 120 million. It's nothing to them, really. They're also in the position where they're still one of the biggest clubs in the world. They may have had a poor season last year by their own high standards. But what you have to say is they're still in a much better position right now than Manchester United are. Just because maybe La Liga's not quite as competitive. They're always going to be in the Champions League. They're always going to be challenging for La Liga trophies and Copa del Rey's and things like that. So it's easier for them to actually sign players than it is for Manchester United to sign players, in my opinion, especially right now with what United have got to offer and the slump of a hole that we have found ourselves in. It's it's shit, mate. But, I mean, Lingard 2.0 may be a little harsh. Let's see what he can do first. I mean, for a start, he's hopefully a true out-and-out winger. Hopefully he's going to be that flying winger that can get down the line, whip a ball in. That's what I want from my winger, basically. Maybe have some more of a technician, somebody who's a bit more got an eye for goal on the other side, cutting in. But certainly you need a good old-fashioned traditional winger to get up there and supply crosses into your attackers. So give him a chance. Let's see what he can do. Lingard's been a decent player for us over the years. It's not like I really want to get rid of Jesse Lingard. He's, well, okay, I wouldn't say that, but he's not right high up on the list. He's not imminent. It's not like get lost like it is with Jones this morning. It's more of a, he's not the top priority to replace or improve right now because he has done some decent things for us. Okay, this last season was not a good shining example of that, but he's a decent homegrown player. But let's see what Daniel James can do anyway. Gungshi in the house comments, hey Pig, he's 21. Yeah, I misspoke there at the start there. Thank you very much for clarifying that for me, Gungshi, and good to see you in here. Do you ever sleep? Because you were in here earlier on this morning and now it's the night time and you're still in here and you're in China, so, or Taiwan or whatever. So, so do you actually ever sleep, Gungers? That's what I want to know. MUFC Gang comments and says, love the videos, Pig. Big ups from Canada, my G. Thank you very much there, MUFC Gang. Nice to know that we've got some Maple Leaf lovers in the house tuning in right now. Thanks very much for stopping by there. As you have had a little break, lunchtime break from your job being a Mountie. I appreciate that. I appreciate you stopping in here. Do you know how they named Canada? Originally, it was supposed to be called CNA. But, you know, like the 3 letters. But when they were naming it, one of them said, what do you think would be a good name for Canada? And the other guy went, C-A-N-A-D-A. It's a shit joke. Anyway, there you go. If you're Canadian, you might get it. Hey, Rico up 3 comments. Loving the Zlatan look, Pig. My name is Zlatan. I come to MLS to conquer MLS and score goals because I am Zlatan. Thank you very much there, Rick. Musa says, love your show anyways. Thank you very much, pal, for getting involved and commenting. Everybody who is tuning in right now, if you missed the start of this video, this is a new series, if you want to call it that, on my channel, which I'll be doing most evenings around about 10:30 UK time. I'm going to try and do more uploads, more content. I'll try and do regular uploads during the day as well, but certainly in the night time when I've got just a 15-20 minute period where I can actually make a video and talk about the goings on at this great football club, Manchester United in the day, and any other Premier League goings on and big news and things like that, then you'll find it on this channel around about 10:30 UK time every single night, lads, and that's most nights, brackets most nights. Hashtag this advert was a lie. Anyway, Gary Matthews comments, are we going to buy any more? Well, you would hope that we would, based on the shocking window that we've had so far, the fact we haven't even got rid of the shite, the fact that we all know we've got major positions that we need to improve and we have done for years. You would hope that we would be buying some more players. Do you know what I mean? Connor the Red also comments and says, have belief in Jones. We don't need a centre-back. Are you taking the piss, Connor? You've got belief in Phil Jones. You're just a troll winding me up, surely. Or either that or you're a Blackburn United fan and you want him back at your football club. Please come and take him if that's the case. We've got a comment here from Dan Cotter who comments and says, sort the defence, buy a top-class right winger and centre mid and glory, glory, Man United. Absolutely. Well, this is the thing. I very much agreed with the comment that the legend that is Alex Rincon put on my previous video today. If you've not seen it, check it out. Just a live hour podcast video just talking about the potential signing of Wan-Bissaka, Harry Maguire update, Lukaku. You can check that out for yourself. But Rincon commented on there with a very valid point, which is, let's be realistic this summer transfer window. You know, we've got to bring in a few players, absolutely, but we can't go out there and sign 6, 7, 8 players, really, especially if we're not moving on players from the club, which at the moment is not looking like we're doing a very good job of that either. He said, you know, you've got Daniel James and you've got Harry Maguire, say. You managed to bring in Harry Maguire and maybe you managed to bring in Bruno Fernandes and, a couple of other players he was talking about. I mean, that would actually be a good window for United. The whole point of the transfer window is to improve the starting 11 mainly and improve the squad, but improve the starting 11. So if we could improve on 4 or 5 positions in this summer transfer window and start next season, start the pre-season with a much better starting 11 to begin with, then that is only going to improve us. Obviously, too much change may be bad. That's the thing. If you just have a complete overhaul, then maybe the side will lose that identity. There's just a bunch of strangers playing together for a while. Of course, that might not happen. But really, it is about improving the side in a realistic way. 4 or 5 players in is what the doctor ordered, and getting 4 or 5 players out off our books. If we can get big money deals for the likes of Lukaku and Pogba, I would say take it all day long. If somebody wants to offer us a packet of dry roasted peanuts for Alexis Sanchez, please, I'm hungry. Do you know what I mean? Give it up, because he's just not United quality, not working out at United anyway. He's not happy here. You know, we need to move a lot of these big money players on that are being paid a huge amount. It will free up a lot of money for us to go out there and spend on wages of actual good players, of actual players that maybe do deserve to be wearing that fantastic red shirt of United. Not these overpaid, overhyped, underperforming, underwhelming prima donnas, who quite frankly shouldn't be at Manchester United based on the last performance of the season just gone, and also the season before that, and maybe the season before that as well in people like Pogba's case. So, what do you think is going to happen with the big players at United? It's all well and good saying, it's easy to say get rid of Young or Smalling or Jones, but what do you actually think about getting rid of Lukaku, Pogba and Sanchez? I mean, I think Sanchez is sort of a no-brainer. David De Gea, there's a lot of speculation about him leaving the club. I wouldn't want to see that happen, because I do think he is one of the best goalies in the world. Who are we going to go out there and sign? There's talk of Onana from Ajax. Onana, what's my name? Onana, what's my game? So it would be a difficult hole to fill if David De Gea left. The most important thing I would say is keeping hold of the few best players that we actually do have in our squad, bringing in a few top quality players, or certainly players that have a bit of heart about them, a bit of bollocks about them. Bring them in, improve the side, improve the character of the side, improve the leadership within the side, improve the spine of the side, and you will see a much better United come the end of the next season. Buster B comments and says, smash the like button. Do us a favour if you're in here, smash on that cheeky like button. He brings up a good point. Munid Adamo comments, I'd much rather have Ruben Dias than Maguire. Well, this is a very popular opinion. He's a player I've not seen a whole great deal of. Obviously, I've seen a lot of the stuff that was going around social media about him, his performances for his national side. But, to be brutally honest, I haven't seen a whole bunch from him. I have to take your word for it on that one. But, I mean, Harry Maguire seems like a good player. He is homegrown. He is English. He has been heavily linked to the club. He's at a club that's inferior to United in a lot of ways, so it's realistic for us to be able to go and sign him. Buster comments, Yap Stam could still play now. Man's a beast. I was so annoyed that I wasn't able to make like a live stream or a reaction video to the United Legends game versus the Bayern Legends game, the 20th anniversary of the 99 Champions League final, because it was fucking amazing. Sorry, my language. But it was absolutely amazing, that game, that performance from United. It really did truly make me hark back to those days of having those quality players out there, because they're still quality. They're still fantastic on the ball. Yap Stan did some things out there. Just some of the way that he won the ball back, shielding players off, some of the passing, just little short passes, intelligent passes. That man can read a game of football like no one else. Really, that was a stunning performance from him. David Beckham tearing up the pitch. Absolutely unbelievable. He's never going to lose that ability to strike a ball. Got himself on the score sheet. Paul Scholes, solid as ever, timeless. It's not like running or anything like that's ever really been that huge a part of his game. He's just great with a bloody football, passing it around and that sort of stuff. So I would take half of those old fogies at United over the bunch of losers we've got right now. What does that say for the United current squad? I would take Yap Stam right now, 48-year-old Yap Stam, whatever he is, bald as a coot, to replace Jones and Smalling right now. No doubt about it. Very good comment. Poltergeist comments, by the way, Liverpool won the Champions League, number 6. Thank you. Alex Rincon, how's it going there, Alex? Good to see you in here with a super chat. Thank you very much. He comments, hey, Pig, can't wait to see James play. I know, I'm absolutely relishing the prospect of seeing him. Hopefully he is going to be that true flying winger that we have been lacking over the years. Like I say, when we had Valencia playing there, how effective he was at just getting down the line and whipping it in. It's an underestimated part of football. And yes, maybe teams don't like to play that way so much, because you do give the ball away. Man City, for instance, they often will take it back inside unless there's no other option to whip the ball in. But United, the way we've played historically over the years, and the way that I'm hoping Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is going to get us to play some fast, direct, dirty football. And I think Daniel James could be a big part of that because he's got pace to burn, which is always one of the most important things for a winger. Basically, if we could get the next Giggsy, then that would be amazing. Am I holding out hope for him that he'll be that player? Well, it's a little bit different. Giggs was like this prodigy, 16-year-old prodigy. When he sort of burst on the scene. So it's not quite the same. That was for United. He's been at Swansea. It's a lower standard. The Championship, of course, it is a physical league, though, which I think is very good in terms of boding well for us because it's a physical league. He's dealing with the physicality in the Championship, arguably more physical than the Premier League, and he's rolling with that. You know, he's being effective. Assist to game ratio, I believe somewhere around 0.3, certainly higher than any of United wingers were last season. I know it's in a lower league, but he's also playing for a shiter team. So he's got some very interesting facets to his game that I'm hoping will, we will really see at United. And not after, I'm hoping it happens pretty much overnight because that's what we need. We need somebody to come in and just be a breakout player for us. We really do. You know, you've seen it all last season for other teams. Breakout players or players having tremendous seasons, really improving as they go along in their careers. I don't know, Zaha springs to mind, or also Wan-Bissaka at Crystal Palace. Players like that who just had these incredible seasons, and then suddenly their ability shown consistently over a season, and they're a quality player. Well, that's what we need somebody to do at United. One of our new signings needs to come in and be great. That's the problem with signings, is that most of them, or maybe not most of them, but some of them just don't work out for whatever reason. Whether it's Alexis Sanchez, who was an absolute match winner at Arsenal, whether it's Juan Sebastian Veron, who was one of the greatest players in the world when we got hold of him, whether it's Diego Forlan, it just didn't happen, couldn't hit the back of the net at all for United. Whether it's those types of players, sometimes it just doesn't work out. So United do need to spread our bets effectively, really, and get 4 or 5 players in, because chances are 1 or 2 of those just won't work out. As disgusting as it is to say that, but look at all the players we signed over the last few years. It's not like we haven't spent any money. We've spent shitloads of money. We paid shitloads of money for wages, but we haven't got much in return. Lukaku's not worked out. Sanchez has not worked out. Pogba's not worked out. If a lot of the other players that we signed over the years not worked out, Bailey's not worked out. Lindelof, he has shown glimpses of working out, but it's not like he is Vidic, is it? So it's not really worked out. Hopefully it will work out. There's still a lot of time there. Poltergeist 1 comments, Ole Gunnar Schmeichel won't win a single title with United ever. Fact. Oh, how can it be a fact when it's not even happened yet? Do you know what I mean? Give him a chance. Let him get sacked first. Then it will be a fact. Or it might not even be a fact then if he got the job at a later stage. But I was with you on your comment there, pal, until you said fact at the end there, because it's most definitely not a fact. It's a prediction. I see what you're saying there. But no, I don't. I do think Ole Gunnar has the potential to be a good United manager. We shall see. This is his real opportunity here. This is his big opportunity. Is he going to grasp it with both of those Schmeichel hands, as you put it? Or is he going to turn out to be the Scandinavian golem at the club? And is he going to be a failure at United as a coach, as a manager? He was great as a player. He wrote himself in United folklore as a player. But as a manager is another story altogether. It's not worked out for the vastly experienced managers that's come in since Sir Alex Ferguson's left. I'm looking at you, Louis van Gaal, a.k.a. Sloth from the Goonies. I'm looking at you, David Moyes, a.k.a. also sort of looks a little bit like Schmeichel. Do you know what I mean? Just like a ginger Scottish version. You've got your Norwegian Schmeichel, your Scottish Gollum, whatever. Anyway, so there you go. But it's not worked out for them. It didn't work out for Jose Mourinho either, one of the most successful managers over the last 20 years. So, Ollie, over to you. What is he going to do? Is he going to be able to revitalise this United side? Is he going to get the style of football changed? Are we going to be able to play that quality United brand of football that we've all come accustomed to know over the years previously, before the last 6 years of shite? Is he going to get us back to that? Only time will tell. I believe in the man. I just love his little face. I do believe in him, though. I've got time for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. You have to give time to a legend like that. Yes, maybe there would be a more experienced manager that could have come in. But based on how he had turned United's fortunes around for a considerable amount of time, he did sort of play his way into that job. In hindsight, maybe we should have waited until the end of the season, because from that moment on, when he was announced, it went to absolute pot. Rubel 2009 comments, we need more players, Flying Pig. Absolutely. It's just a matter of time before United announce some more signings. You know why I know that? Because there will probably be some sort of a lynch mob out for Ed Woodward. If if we finish the season or finish the transfer window, start the season with Jones, Smalling, and Ashley Young in the back line, there will be a witch hunt, and I know exactly where the witch hunt will be headed. So for his own good, he needs to open up the checkbook, bring some quality in. Even it doesn't necessarily have to be like a big name player. It just like this Daniel James one, for instance. It just has to be somebody who's got potential, bags of potential, showing the ability now, but also has a bit more about them than just footballing ability. Who has a bit of a character about them, a bit of bottle, and who maybe, just maybe, can be a leader for United and who can actually fight for this badge. Because a lot of the players, you see the heads go down. Cardiff City game, end of the season, springs to mind. What a shower of shite that was. You're playing Cardiff City. I can't even fathom how bad United were in that game, and it's because the players couldn't be asked. It's because they were like, well, season's pretty much done now. We're resigned to not getting Champions League football. Let's just melt all over the place. And it really didn't work out too well in that game. So we need totally different players to that, a totally different mentality to that mentality displayed out there on the pitch, which is why I think get rid of Pogba, because I've seen that mentality from him way too often. We've got a comment here from Buster who comments, should we sell De Gea in a swap deal for Dybala or even Pogba for Dybala? Listen, if we can get Pogba off our books, then I would say do it. There's talk of Gareth Bale over at Madrid. There's talk of Dybala, of course, at Juventus. It could happen. De Gea, on the other hand, I'd like to keep him. Okay, he was a bit ropey towards the end of last year. If you take all of his awful performances in a United shirt and stack them up against all of his amazing performances, it's only going to go one way, and that is in the favour of the absolutely amazing, stunning amount of performances, match-winning performances he's put in for United over the years, and rightfully got our player of the season numerous times. Absolute beast. The guys, well, how can anybody question his ability? You can question his mentality, maybe towards the end of the season, with maybe having his head turned, maybe he does want to leave. Transfer negotiations, contract negotiations, all that sort of thing can cause a cloud to hang over a player. Maybe he's got question marks in his mind, and he's just not quite sure where his future lies. So is he really 100% comfortable and 100% motivated to play? Probably not. And of course, that's not right. But also, I give him a pass. I think if United can get the deal done, give him a new contract, let's do it. But if he wants to leave, if he really is going to go, then we should do it now. We should cash in as much as we can, or maybe use him as a bargaining chip in a deal to get another top quality player. 100%. Rick comments, Pig, do you feel that signing Wan-Bissaka will have a negative effect on Dallow's development, or would the competition for right back be a good thing? Well, you bring up a very good point there, Ricky. Op 3. I would say that it's good to have competition for places. We've got Ashley Young. Is Ashley Young going to be in contention for the right back spot next year, or will he be played as a winger, or will he be played as a left back, deputy left back for Luke Shaw? I don't know. Dalot, we have seen great potential from him. Very happy with having Diogo Dalot at the club. He looks like a player who's only going to get better, and very, very good going forward. Very good eye vision, crossing a ball in. He's looked very, very good indeed. Wan-Bissaka, on the other hand, I think he's more of a physical player, more of a defensive player. If you look at the statistics from last season, things like interceptions, standing tackles, things like that, they're all very, very high. And that was consistently over a very long time, the whole season for Crystal Palace. And he did it to a consistently good standard. So, it's a different element to Manchester United's defence. We have had loads of holes in our defence. Maybe it makes sense to have a player who's more defensively sound rather than an attacking flying wing back, if you like. And if you're going to have a flying winger like Daniel James, for instance, in front of him, maybe it does make sense to have more of a solid player. Just, hanging a little bit back a little bit, and of course he can get forward from time to time, but just being that solid defensive right back. I think of maybe Gary Neville in that sense. Gary Neville could get forward and he could whip a ball in, absolutely, really well actually, but he was also just defensively sound. He was more of a defensive-minded player, wasn't he? It's not like he's an attacking flying wing-back like a Roberto Carlos or something. He was more of a defensive-minded player, and there's nothing wrong with that. All good teams are built on a good defence. You've got Luke Shaw over on the other side, who's maybe more of your flying wing back, also very sound defensively when he wants to be. So it wouldn't be the end of the world. Whichever option you choose, whether it's Diogo Dalot, whether it's Wan-Bissaka, I think it would be good for United at this moment in time, those players than the options we previously had, which is Ashley Young or, Valencia, which credit to him was great, but, the time's come and gone. In terms of actually having a negative effect on Dalot's development, I mean, it could well do, because Dalot's going to have competition there. It could also have an improvement or a benefit on Diogo Dalot's development if he's really got to step his game up, because this Wan-Bissaka's come in and he's got to suddenly fight for his place and get the job done out there and prove himself and actually fight for his place every single week. Then maybe you will see better performances. You can't have players too comfortable. You can't have players with no threat of going out of the team after a few bad performances. That's why we've done so poorly the last couple of seasons, in my opinion, because we've not dropped players. We've not had options to bring players in for shite players when they've performed awfully. Like Paul Pogba, 10 awful games in a row, still gets selected. Matic under Mourinho, 10 awful games in a row, still gets selected. I don't get that. We need competition for places. It's healthy. Dalot comes on, scores a late goal in the second half, maybe starts the next game. Wan-Bissaka has a poor game, maybe Dalot starts the next game. Dalot has a poor game, Wan-Bissaka's like, it's that sort of thing. They should be fighting it out for their position and the right to fight and play for this beautiful football club. That's what I think. Musa says, Pig, what's the name of your podcast? Well, it's just Flying Pig United Podcast. Or the Flying Pig Podcast. I don't even know the bloody name of my own podcast. I've got a few podcasts. That's the thing. All under the same umbrella. Soundcloud.com/Mr. Flying Pig HD. Or is it Flying Pig United? One of those. Anyway, it's one of those. Also, we did have the Pig and the Hen show, but we've not done that for freaking ages. Henry's a melt job. What can I say about Henry? He needs to get involved from China there. And hopefully we can do some sort of a live show or get him on to talk about Spurs or whatever. But it's just as well at the moment, because even though they lost the Champions League final, he's been bantering me something rotten. Gungshi with a super chat. Thank you, Gungshi. He says, hi Pig, it's 6 a.m. here and I haven't been to sleep yet, so I'm going to have to watch this back again when I wake up. Death to Woodward and all goblins. Crikey, that's a little bit strong there at the end, Gunners. Crikey, it's 6 a.m. and you've not been to sleep yet. That's pretty awesome. I'm a bit of a night owl myself, but that is taking it to extreme heights. Anyway, I hope you're having a good one over there, pal. If you do go to bed now, then sweet dreams. No, seriously, thank you very much for always supporting this channel, Gungshi. You're a legend. I appreciate you airing your opinions on here. Jack Clemens says, how you feel about us potentially stealing Ndombele? I'm sure you've missed out about 3 vowels there, but I believe it's Ndombele from you guys. I don't even know what team you support there, pal, so I can't even comment. Gungshi says, I would welcome one big Saka myself, better than Small Dong and No Bones for F's sake. I'm glad you picked up on that joke I said in my previous video. Basically, I was saying United don't have any balls at this football club, so it would be nice to have at least one big Saka in there. Anyway, thank you very much there, pal. Rincon says, LOL, I'm dying. Gungshi, Ollie is not a golem like Moyes. He's more like Pikachu, to be honest. Well, yeah, fair play. I sort of see what you're saying. I mean, if you look at David Moyes, he does look like a true cave dweller. Somebody who has spent the last decade in a cave, looking at a piece of metal, calling it as precious. He looks way more like that than Ole Gunnar. Ole Gunnar actually does look like the actor, Andy Serkis, who plays Gollum. I don't know. I'm torn now. Who's more Gollum-like? New question. Who's Gollum, David Moyes or Ole Gunnar Solskjaer? Alex Ringo says Ollie is Schmeagol. The two are one. Oh, dear. Right, guys. I'm pretty much going to wrap this video up. I actually only meant to come on here for about 15-20 minutes to announce that I'm doing a new United Tonight show most nights around about 10:30 p.m. UK time. So pop on here around about that time. Tomorrow I'll be doing a quick one, probably be a lot quicker than this one. But as an introductory episode of Talking Pure COD, we've just hit 39 minutes on this one. There's no time frame. There's no set time that it has to be. I'll just talk until I've decided that I've had enough or I'm tired and want to go to bed. So anyway, if you want me to do that, I appreciate everybody who has tuned in here. I know it's late. I know I've not done too many videos recently, but everybody who has tuned in on this live stream right now, thanks so much for stopping by. Do us a favor, smash a cheeky little like on it. And yeah, keep a lookout for upcoming videos on the channel. Like I say, this United tonight will just be, it'll be running down football, the Premier League, some of the transfer news that's going on daily at Manchester United, and I'll keep you up to date with what's going on, so you can keep an eye out for these videos. Want to give a shout out to a few lads I've written down here, the Patreon followers. Thanks very much for stopping by. Everybody who becomes a patron on Patreon will get a shout out at the end of most videos anyway. Shout out to Matt Norton, Alex Rincon, Robbo, Alex Rudd, Torsten Voigt, Wolfgang Lang, and I think that's everybody. If I missed you out, I apologise. But you're an absolute bunch of legends for tuning into this live stream. Thanks very much for watching. Get your thoughts in about United signing prospect Daniel James, 21 years of age, Welshman. What is he going to do at Manchester United? Hopefully, he can walk in the footsteps of Ryan Giggs. I know that's probably not going to happen, but even if he got to a third of what Ryan Giggs achieved at United, it would be absolutely sensational. I'm happy about the signing. Let's get a lot more signings now into the club, because this transfer window has been a complete joke, masterminded by the king of the potato people, Mr. Potato Head, Ed Woodward himself. Hang your head in shame, sort your freaking life out, lad. Let's see some action, get rid of the dead wood, bring some quality in. The time is now. I'll see you soon. This is the Pig on Flying Pig United. Smash that subscribe button. Chuck a little cheeky like on this video. Come back once this video has been published and get a comment in there as well. If I've not been able to read out your comment in this video, I apologise. I do really appreciate everybody who takes the time to send these comments in. Follow me on social media at Mr. Flying Pig HD. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all that good stuff. I love you guys. I'll see you soon. This is the Pig. Take it easy. Have yourselves a good one. And come on, United.